Good afternoon and welcome to our board meeting in Stock Unified District Regular Board Meeting of Board of Trustees, May 10, 2022. If you can see, we have Edison High School, the mariachi right here, making some few selections for the community here that they love. But we're gonna go back to this now. Item 1.1, call meeting to order. Abby will read the sentence on the public content.
In order to help assure compliance with the Brown Act, and in order to make our board meetings more effective and more efficient, trustees will speak only when recognized. And trustees who speak on a topic other than the agenda item currently under consideration will be out of order and will be subject to having their microphone muted. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Abby. Now we go item 1.2, roll call taken by Abby. Back to you.
President Cecilia Mendez,
Present.
Vice President Zulueta,
Present.
Clerk Rico, present. Trustee Maria Mendez, Trustee Avalar,
Present.
Trustee McBrien,
Present.
Trustee Flores,
Present.
Student Rep Lorenzo Alonso. Thank you. Back to you, President Mendez.
Thank you, Abby. Now we go to item 1.3, oral suggestions. Yvette will announce public comments and guidelines. Thank you. Back to you, Yvette.
Madam President, we have no comments at this time for closed session.
Thank you so much. Now we go item 1.4, a student board representative, and he's running a little late, but we have Dr. Evangelina Ramos here. Mr. Evangelina Ramos. Do you want us to, when it's closed session and come back and we bring you back? Okay, so we're gonna proceed with you, Mrs. Evangelina Ramos. Can you come over, please? Thank you.
Button. There we go. Good afternoon, you all. I have the great honor of presenting one of our amazing students. He's a PLUS student. He's an ASB secretary. He's a MECHA secretary treasurer. His name is Hans Jonel Belgira. He is an amazing student, and I will go ahead and have him come up to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you for picking me as your student honoree. Superintendent, Board of Trustees, members of the community, it is a pleasure to be speaking before everyone here. As you guys have heard, my name is Hans. I was born and raised in the Philippines, and I moved here at the age of 13. It has been an eventful past number of years for me, and I cannot believe that I'm inching closer to the finish line as I will soon be graduating in a couple of weeks. I will always be grateful for what my high school, Merlo Institute, has given to me. I'm glad that I took what my school has to offer and had me join many activities, clubs, and organizations, such as PLUS Leadership, ASB, Skills USA, Hack Club, and Matcha Club, just to name a few. Our school goes beyond their calling by offering students internship. I'm currently taking an internship for my digital graphics pathway, and it has been a very exciting and humbling experience, to say the least, working with companies and people from the graphic design industry. Again, I couldn't be more thankful for my experience in the last 4 years in high school. After graduation, I will further pursue my education by attending University of California, San Diego, this upcoming fall. And I couldn't be more proud of getting myself this far. I do not know my major yet, but I think I'll figure it out in due time. I know that I wouldn't be here without the people who helped me, and I am grateful for my teachers. I'm grateful for my teachers, my parents, my sister, my relatives, and my classmates. They helped me grow and learn who I am as a person. Once again, thank you for picking me as your student honoree, and thank you for letting me speak about myself and my experience at Merlo Institute. Thank you.
Thank you. I think then we will have our one board of trustee right here giving you a certificate. And a nice picture for memories. One, two, three, one more. Yes, yes, yes. One, two, three. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you for bringing these amazing students to Stock Unified District today. Thank you, and I hope that you have a lovely evening. Thank you. One point, trustee Avilar was gonna, okay, okay. Okay, so we have you right here. I would like to welcome Lorenzo Alonso from Stack High School. Thank you, welcome.
Is on. Oh. Oh, there we go. The first school I'll be talking about is Stag. On Thursday, May 5th, Stag hosted the Balloons Over Bullets water balloon fight, in which many Stag students stayed to participate and have fun, culminating in a very successful event. Stag Work Experience Program hosted a hiring fair on May 5th. Stag had about 10 companies present to offer employment to Stag students. Friday, May 6th, Stag welcomed celebrities Tiffany Haddish and former Stag student and former SUSD employee Jason Lee to Stag's campus. Celebrities visited classrooms, meeting and greeting Stag students. This event led to a school-wide assembly that gave voice to students going through the trials and tribulations of this school year. Saturday, May 7th, Stag hosted the senior prom. The theme was Under the Floating Lights. Students were able to display their most fashionable outfits, impressing their friends, their classmates, and Stag staff members in attendance. Stag baseball and Stag softball teams will be competing in the Sac Joaquin section playoffs this week, as both teams take second place in league competition. Stag will host a spring choir concert in the campus auditorium on May 12th. May 16th, Stag's athletic awards and scholarship ceremony will be held in the Stag Gymnasium. On May 17th, the Stag Band concert will perform in the Stag Auditorium. The Willie B. Atkins Award Scholarship event will be held in the Stag Media Center. The Stag Pinnacle Award recipients will participate in the recognition dinner at the Grace Coble Hall at the University of the Pacific. On May 19th, the Stag Senior Award Night will be held in the Stag Auditorium. On May 24th, that will be the night of the Stag graduation inside the stadium. At Edison, students will be engaged in school-wide study groups on May 11th. Students will practice working together to prepare for final exams. Collaborative study groups are a foundational AVID practice. The Edison Band Zone concert is scheduled for Wednesday evening, where students from Edison Zone area schools come to Edison and perform. The Viking Theater Company is delivering its end-of-the-year Cinderella performance Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Edison hosted a senior class informational workshop last Thursday, hosted by WorkStart, Conservation Corps, San Joaquin Delta College, Building Exchange, and Armed Services. Last Thursday, students and staff participated in the Plus Field Day, where SUSD K-8 students visited Edison for celebration, gaming, and introducing students to the Soul Vike spirit. Edison also hosted its annual Edison Dodgeball Tournament. The only injury reportedly was the faculty's bruised ego, as the seniors were victorious. Last Wednesday, Edison hosted the Balloons Over Bullets water balloon fight, in which hundreds of students stayed to participate and have fun, culminating in a very successful event. Edison hosted a successful return to prom on April 30th, as Soul Vikes came out dressed to impress and made memories for a great 2022 prom. Several Edison students participated in a virtual ethnic studies virtual summit, interacting with leaders in the field of ethnic studies, developing awareness and interest. Edison students are currently engaged in pushing toward graduation, working hard preparing for advanced placement exams and final exams. At Chavez on May 12th, 7 businesses will be coming to Chavez for a job fair for 18-year-old students. Chavez girls track were crowned team conference champions last Friday, and they compete this Wednesday in the divisional round at Bella Vista. Chavez prom was this past Saturday at Hutchins Street Square in Lodi. Students came dressed to the nines and danced the night away. They had a DJ, photo booth, 360-degree video machine, and plenty of food and desserts. Last Monday, Chavez hosted Balloons Over Bullets, and students enjoyed having a water balloon fight, free food, and playing video games. And lastly, this Wednesday is Avid Senior Night. Seniors and families will be honored with graduation medals and handwritten cards from the school staff. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we're gonna have Trustee Abelar will be giving Representative Lawrence Alonso a certificate of appreciation. This will be his last board meeting, and we wish you the best on your life right now and whatever your dreams come true. Thank you. Trustee Abelar. Thank you so much. Thank you, Trustee Abelar. Now we go to 1.5, Public Employee Discipline Dismissal Release. Do we have anything in this item? Mr. Lepton?
President Mendez, no, there's nothing for that item.
Thank you. Now we're gonna have 1.6, and that will be announced, will be taken and considered in closed session by a Vice President, Raymond Sulera.
Thank you, Madam President, and good evening, everyone. The items that we will consider in closed session are 2.1, public employee appointment, certificated resignation, retirement, rescind employment offer, deceased, appointment. 2.2, public employee appointment, classified, leave of absence, resignation, retirement, rescind employment offer, appointment. 2.3, public employee appointment, professional expert coaches, appointment. 2.4, public employee evaluation, superintendent. 2.5, conference with labor negotiator. 2.6, public employee discipline dismissal release. 2.7, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, subsection D1 of Government Code Section 54956.9, Morayoki versus SUSD, Delgado versus Lincoln Unified School District, Rachel Fields, Nakamura and versus SUSD et al. And Mizzy versus SUSD. 2.8, conference with legal counsel, anticipated legal litigation, significant exposure to litigation under subsections D2 and E-1. 2.9, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation under subsections D-2 and E-2. One case stemming from the tragic incident at Stagg High School on April 18th, 2022. 2.10, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation under subsections D-2 and E-3, claimed by Obed Galan. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President Sulera. Now we're gonna have 1% recess to close session, and Abby will be reading the sentence after we go to an announcements for closed session. Thank you. Back to you, Abby.
The board will now recess to closed session. Upon return from closed session, all microphones will remain muted until the board president reconvenes to open session. Thank you.
Good evening. Welcome to our board meeting today. We're reconvening for our board meeting. Back to you, Vice President Sulera.
Thank you, Madam President. So before after we reconvene our public session, what we're gonna do is we have a special award for a gentleman that's here, Mr. Douglas V. Hill, and our Madam President Cecilia Mendez is gonna go ahead and present it to him. Thank you.
Hello. I would like to thank you for all the service that you have done in your community, not just with the youth, but the children in the Stockton Unified District. We salute you and we want to thank you and appreciate it with this simple certificate for you. I hope that is enough. Our hearts and wishes are the best for you and you keep up the good job. Thank you and God bless you, Mr. Douglas Bishop. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Mr. V. Hill, and for all your hard work. Now we're gonna go back to Madam President to announce the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you so much for everybody to come in here. And now we have, for the place of allegiance, we have, can I see it here, please? We have, for the young and adult, Miss Carmela Colocar. Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you, Celia Mendez, for inviting us. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands with nation under God, indivisible with liberty, justice for all.
Thank you, Miss Carmela Colocado from the YAP program. We got a certificate for you. And Mr. Stetson, hello, you have been a great teacher. And I would like very much to have Scamma, Brian, and myself. I know you, little girl. Yeah. And I would like very much to take a picture with you, Mr. Scamma, Brian. Thank you. Right over here, right there. Over here, Camila. Over here. You're gonna be in the front today. Hello, Camila. How are you? I'm good. My son say hello. Yeah. My son is also a student for the young and adults. And Mr. Stevens has been a great teacher for almost 23 years. And I remember when he used to help us with the kids in the school in the neighborhood. Mr. Stevens, are you here? Where he is? Over here. I know you are recording, but for once, just get in the picture. All these videos, everything Mr. Stevens making. Thank you so much, Mr. Stevens.
Also, Mrs. Hernandez, Mr. Hernandez is here too.
Where's Mr. Hernandez?
On the right over there.
Oh, Mr. Bean,
He's
come
hiding.
over. Come on, the price is right. The price is right. Let's make some little bit of joke today. Come on. Thank you so much.
So nice. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And then one more.
One more.
Oh my God. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She dropped her pen. Pen. Thank you.
Sisters. Okay.
Now we're gonna have item 4.2, moment of silence for Ingrid Bryson, right? Teacher or Commodore Stockton Skills. Stockton Skills, please have a moment of silence. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your moment of silence. Now we're gonna go back to item 4.3, action taken in closed session is gonna be by our Vice President, Raymond Zuleta.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone, again. The first item that we took action on was item 2.1. It was a motion to approve employee appointment certificated. The motion carried 5 votes for yes, 1 vote for no, and 1 absence. Item 2.2 was a motion to approve public employee appointment classified. The motion carried 5 yeses with 1 no and 1 absence. Item 2.3 was a motion to approve public employee appointment. The motion carried unanimously. And that's all we have for now. We have a few more closed session items that we'll have to go back to and announce after we go through our agenda. Back to you, Madam President.
President
you.
Mendez, it's Jack Lipton.
Yes, Mr. Jack Lepton?
Sorry to interrupt, but under the Brown Act, when there's a no vote or an absence, the names of the trustees need to be identified.
Thank you, Dr. Lipton. I'll do this once again. My apologies. So item 2.1, the motion to approve public employee appointment certificated. The motion carried to 5 yeses. The 1 no was Trustee Flores and the 1 absence was Trustee Maria Mendez. Item 2.2, a motion to approve public employee appointment classified. The motion carried 5 yeses with 1 no, Trustee Flores, and 1 absence, Trustee Maria Mendez. Item 2.3, a motion to approve public employee appointment. It was passed unanimously. There was 1 absence, which was Trustee Maria Mendez. Back to you, Madam President. Thank you, Dr. Lipton.
President Mendez,
Yes, Mrs. Angela Flores?
do we have to report which closed session items we're going to be coming back to?
I was going to say, we're going to report those when we come back. So
We will
But
report
for
that when
point
we
of
come back.
record, are you able to let the public know which ones we're bringing back at least?
so we're not bringing them back, but the ones that we didn't reach because we came back from closed session on a time limit instead of finishing them all are items 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, and then, 2.6, 2.8, 2.11, and 2.10, and 2.7, excuse me. Thank you, Clerk Rico.
Any more questions?
It's 2.10, excuse me, not 10.11. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions? Thank you. Now we are going to continue. We would like to welcome the mariachi band of Edison High School here in the front. We have some certificates, and also for the teacher who is Edison High School, one of the greatest, and I know, and he's always doing, the craft feast, and he got his band and they're singing for us. So I would like very much to see the children and give them a certificate. Mrs. Clerk Rico, you would like to help me to give them the certificates to the kids? Thank you.
Of course.
So we need yours. We need yours and we're gonna make it up to you. I will take it. What is your name? Okay. I will take it myself to your school. Thank you so much. Thank you, teacher.
Group photo right there. Like this in my way. I know. Oh, yeah. I do all these things for a good picture. Maybe not. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hold on, let me turn it.
Now we are in 4.4, approval of the order of agenda. Yvette will read the comments.
This is the opportunity for the Board of Trustees to make any changes to the order of agenda. Otherwise, the order of the agenda will be as published. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Ms. Yvette. Here none, let's go back to 6.1. 5.1, sorry, oral suggestions and comments from the community regarding open session. And Yvette will announce the public comments and the guidelines. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. I believe we have 19 public comment cards, and I'll call each person. First person is Felice Bryson Perez.
These are for topics or the same topic, or
This
you already dividing it?
This
for groups?
particular item is for agenda item 6.14, and it's on its own. There's no other.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. So good evening, trustees. So I actually wanted to state that this one has to do with new teacher in service. And I wanted to actually say I appreciate the work that we're doing with the superintendent and your other cabinet members, that this did get put on the agenda. As with new teachers, we need this opportunity to work and have these sessions. So I am actually want this to happen. So I just wanted to let you guys know that it's been a great opportunity to work with everybody to make this happen after the last couple of years of it having to be virtual. So thank you.
The next public comment is from Ms. Sylvia Cantu, and it's pertaining to item 6.42.
There's be a handout. Oh, sorry, time. Oh. Okay, I'm not sure why this is not an action item. On January 12th, 2001, Alliance did a presentation, agenda item 6.3. If you look on the first page, you'll see where it says Talk Unified with IAQ. If you turn the next page, it'll have IAQ and it'll have an an address of 1252 High Bluff Drive, Suite 312, San Diego, California. And then I circled that this was agreed upon on August 20th. If you turn the next page, you will see where IAQ filed on September 20th, 2021, 12520 High Bluff Drive, Suite 345, San Diego, California. And of course, they have the one in Carson City. And if you turn the next page, you will see where the company Alliance also had the same address of 12520 High Bluff Drive, Suite 345, San Diego, California, 92130. How does Alliance and IAQ be the same as one? That's the next question. We are dealing with over $6 million, $6.6 million of ESSER funds. So before you offer a contract, figure out that are you giving one to Alliance, which I don't understand because they didn't apply, and yet they're there. And if you look at the building, this is how it looks like. They share a suite. It's the same. So like I said, it wasn't that hard to look up. So my point is, before you vote on this, or if you're going to vote, I don't know, maybe it should be pulled, I don't know. But we're dealing with $6.6 million of ESSER funds. Maybe this is one of the reasons we can't afford to pay teachers. I'm not sure, because look what we're doing with budgets. So my point is, one more time, you have it in front of you. Take a look. It's all right there. Address, September 20th, everything there. So you can't say you don't. But like I said, I'll wait for the vote. And if it's on there, I will have to file a uniform complaint because this does violate something. All right. Thank you very much for your time.
The next public comment is from Mr. Ryan Hesse and Mike Areta, and it pertains to item 6.45.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Ryan Hesse. I am the interim principal at Cesar Chavez High School. I have the pleasure of introducing two amazing people who are part of the Chavez community, actually a number of Chavez members of our community. First of all, I want to introduce Mr. Mike Areta. He is our ASB teacher at Chavez. And we have a few ASB leadership students that also want to share some amazing information with you tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Jesse. I'm a long talker, but I got to make this fast. I'm told there's a clock. Okay. There's a program called, do you have one of those posters? There's a program called High School Nation. They bring concerts in to local schools, and they bring budding artists in to just show off what they're doing. I've been working with them for about 11 years as an activities director, and they've been at Edison. They've been at a lot of other schools. And they were running a contest. They contacted us and they said, do you want us to come to your school? They're doing financial literacy is what they're focusing on, with Steph Curry's behind this and a couple other people. And what it is an app, and it's an ATM basically for teenagers. And every time they use it, they build credit. It's not a credit card, so they can't go in the hole. They just do that. So the object was to get kids to download the app to sign up for the credit card. If they're under 18, a parent or adult has to sponsor them. And so they came to our campus, talked to us, and told us all about this. Make a long story real short, 2 weeks ago, I got a call from the person that runs High School Nation and said, you guys are doing great. You're in 10th place on the contest. And I said, what contest? And he said, you guys started getting your apps. And you're turning me, you're in 10th place, you're 30 behind first place. And I said, are you kidding me? And so we put a big push on it at school. I said, you guys, we could win this contest. And they came out Wednesday before the deadline was the 30th of April. On Wednesday, they came out and said, you're in second place. In the nation, 19,000 high schools were participating. So what? So I told our kids, we're going to win this thing. We're going to win this thing. So we went back and forth with a school in Arizona, and we went back and forth. We separated from the rest of the schools in the nation, and it was us and us and them. And then Saturday, Paul, real quick, come up here. This is Paul Consuelo. Paul's going to tell you what happened. On Saturday afternoon, we were behind by 16 votes, 16 downloads. Real quick, look at the clock. We got to go.
Oh, so what happened was the very last minute. It was like 10 minutes before 12. And I just like posted on my story. Miss Rada got us a couple of sponsors and we're sending it out and people were like downloading it and getting sponsored and it just went crazy. Well, got like 50 people in like 10 minutes. It was amazing, incredible.
And it was incredible. And guess what? I got a phone call. Monday afternoon from Jimmy from there. And he goes, hey, sometimes in this world, you got to make good phone calls and you got to make bad phone calls. And he goes, and I got to make a bad phone call. And I was like, oh man. And he goes, to Arizona. And I said, are you kidding me? And he said, you guys won. Here's what we won. Our school got $50,000. Okay. Our school district gets $50,000. Okay. And the person from our school with the most downloads that got their friends to download it, so it's probably going to be Paul, or we have another girl, Tatum, gets a $25,000 scholarship. And then later this month, we're going to have a concert at our school featuring the Chainsmokers, if you know who they are. They're in residency down in Vegas. They're amazing. And Charlie D'Amelio is the #1 TikTok star in the world. And they're going to be at Chavez putting on a concert and a giant event for us. And we won, beat 19,000 high schools. So
This is beautiful news. Thank you. Thank you so much. Beautiful.
Congratulations. Make sure you get the credit repair training on there. Credit training. Please make sure you train them on credit.
Madam President, the next 5 cards pertain to agenda item 6.46. So I will set a 20-minute timer for these 5 speakers. Felice Bryson Perez, Nancy Mason, Monica Hernandez, Jerry Gonzalez, Genesee Dominguez.
I really don't want to go after that. So, okay, you want me to wait a moment then?
It's okay. You can continue now. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. So, we're back to having the waiver on the agenda. We talked about it last time. I've reached out and tried to talk to as many people as possible. So we know that the waiver has been a continuous thing, but if we align this and we look also at 14.11, the county has been saying, these are the things that we need to do to fix this. And we haven't fixed this. So if we keep applying for the waiver, when are we going to fix this? So it is an ongoing issue. And if we keep approving it to allow the waiver, when is it going to get rectified? So from what I shared with you all earlier, I emailed you all so you can see financials and things like that. But there comes a point in time, the county isn't going to allow the waivers anymore. And we're going to have to fix this. So I shared last time, and then this time I'm just letting you know, we've got to make a change, and when is it going to happen? So thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. I've been a teacher now in the district for 19 years, and I put my kids through the district. I live in the district. I reside in an area, actually, Area 3. I totally believe that we have the people that can make a difference. And I believe that you guys know what the right thing is to do. And today when I came, I didn't know, but the guy who came up that you guys gave the award to at first, Lorenzo, he was my student when I was at Lottie Gransky, and Miss Lane was my vice principal. And I've been here for a long time. I know that you guys have transparency in areas when it comes to me as a teacher, when you want me to do the right thing. And I'm just asking that you would please do the right thing, be transparent. You wouldn't want me to use an exemption on an ed code with my students. Don't do it to us. I see all my colleagues are leaving. They're going to other districts. I'm trying to recruit teachers to tell them how to come here and be a part of SUSD because we can do the right thing, but we can't do it when everybody else pays more. When I go to the grocery store, it costs more. So why do you expect me to get paid less? I don't understand. So I'm asking you to please do the right thing.
Good evening, everybody. I am speaking today in opposition of consent item 6.46, approval to certify the application for exemption from the required expenditure of classroom salaries. I'm not going to squander my time reminding the board that they have both a moral and legal obligation to follow ed code, nor am I going to spend my time talking about the fact that we have more than enough ESSER funds to cover this need. And I'm also not going to spend my time reminding our board members and the general public that this is now the third similar finding and audit from the county. The first being in the 2018-19 school year, then the 19-20 school year, and then the 2021 school year. Clearly, this is not an issue of budget. It is an issue of priority. Getting back to the agenda item. The rationale for this particular consent item in part reads, the item was originally presented to the board on April 26, 2022 as board agenda item 6.37. The item was pulled for further discussion, and the board asked for the item to be brought back on the May 10th board meeting. This simply is not true. The inclusion of this consent item on this month's board meeting is unnecessary, and more significantly, it is unethical. The matter was already settled at the last board meeting in full view of the public. Many of the faces you see in this room were here, including myself. In fact, before the approval of the consent calendar, as is customary, the following oral announcement was made. Does any trustee have any item they would like to be removed for separate consideration as an action item? Notice the language in that oral announcement. It says for separate consideration as an action item. It does not say for further discussion at the next board meeting, which is what is erroneously, and dare I say, deceptively written in the introduction to this agenda item 6.46. Proper procedure for this matter was already followed at the last board meeting when the motion was made and then seconded and then moved from an action item to, from a consent item to an action item. The item was acted upon and failed to pass. It failed to pass in full public view. The decision to bring this item back is a strategic ploy to bypass Robert's Rules of Order, to bypass the minority voting body, and to bypass the stakeholders of Stockton Unified. Enough. Stop wasting our time, stop wasting our energy, stop wasting our resources. Stand up, vote no on this agenda item, and make our kids and our teachers the priority. Thank you.
I couldn't remember the order that you called the name, so I'm speaking regarding 646 consent item, asking that it be pulled from consent and put into an action item, I guess you call it, on the open
This is Jack
agenda.
Lipton. I apologize to interrupt. I'm just noticing the clock isn't, you have it separately, but not the,
They have
But-
a
but
20
the-
minutes and. a
but the
group.
3-minute clock
Thank you,
per
yes.
person?
Yeah, no, it's a 20 minutes for the item, then it is the rules. 3 minutes,
3 minutes
3 minutes
per,
for single, but they have an item and we do 20 minutes out of courtesy.
thank
No
you.
matter what. Thank you, sir.
Can you add those minutes back?
So as the previous speaker said, I think it was the agenda description was wrong. The item was not pulled. It was voted on last time and it failed 4-2. So that I think needs to be corrected. So I was looking on the agenda and the attachments, and last time there was an attachment that had a deficit or difference of like 6.5 million, and now it's 18 million. And I don't get what the difference here is. And that's one of my concerns. If it went from 6 million the last time it was reported to 18 million, what's it going to be next time? So that's my big concern. And looking, this is for 2021 school year, right? We're now in 21-22 school year. What's it going to be this year? And that's a question I think I have to the district. That's it for 6-4-2. I mean 4-6. Thank you.
Thank you.
The last speaker on this item was Genesis Dominguez.
Good evening, Board of SUSD. I am Genesis Dominguez, or more importantly, a member of PLUS, Peer Leaders Uniting Students. And that class is a student who will remain unnamed that is deaf. They and many others in our campus require American Sign Language interpreters to be able to communicate with the hearing population. These interpreters are already rightfully upset that they have not been paid for a while now. And with this agenda item, this will ensure that they will be paid below the minimum wage for a job that pays as high as $70,000. Even with our recent Teacher Appreciation Week, no amount of M&Ms and payday bars will the amount of stress that educators are having with our teacher shortage. They have to substitute for a class during their only time to grade papers or plan for the next lesson, which results in teachers working longer hours to get things done. If you really appreciate teachers, you should make them feel respected by paying them as much as they deserve. And with these pay cuts, there will be many breaking points for teachers and interpreters alike to leave your district, because who will work more for less pay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President, the next 10 cards pertain to agenda item 6.48, and I will set a 20-minute timer. Will the following people please come forward? Miss Sylvia Cantu, Dan Chapman, Salil Her, Tyrone Gross, Ramon Payne, Ariana Yepes, Felice Bryson Perez, Jerry Gonzalez, Danielle Franco, Patricia Sanchez, Noelani Chim, Amanda Paulino, Michelle Montano,
Why is this not an action item? This vendor was pre-approved April 12, 2002, utilizing 3 modalities. 1, the ECC Community Resource Center for SUSD. 2, after-school expanded learning opportunity programs and services during the school year. 3rd, summer day camp. On April 26, 2002, an agreement to furnish services with El Concilio wasn't approved. Today, May 10th, agenda item 6.48 goes against the RFP number 1066, expanded learning proposal that was pre-approved April 12, 2022. This vendor's proposal for summer 2022 was to provide a summer camp. Agenda 648 is to provide enrichment activities, not a summer camp. By approving this agenda item 6.48, the board is violating request for proposal that was approved on April 12th. Board policy 83601 student programs, because on student programs, it says right here, to ensure programs are utilized for the best interest of SUSD, the following procedure shall be utilized prior to enlisting the service of any program subject to this AR. The information gathered from the above external and internal procedure shall be included in the board agenda item recommending the engagement of the program. As you can see, the program utilization form was not utilized. It has to be. That's a violation of board policy. Another one, board bylaw code of ethics. Each board member must be aware and comply with district policy and board bylaws. Vote no. What about the other vendors pre-approved on April 12th? Where's the accountability? Where's the transparencies? And once again, if you look at the papers I gave, I made it pretty simple. If you look at the second page, it says summer camp for summer 2022 for the after-school program scheduled for the 22-23 school year. That's not here. You can't just change the proposal because you choose to. That's a violation. Thank you very much.
The old saying, there's security in numbers. We have a few of our colleagues here. Good evening. My name is Dan Chapman. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the YMCA of San Joaquin County. The YMCA of San Joaquin County has had a great partnership with Stockton Unified School District for well over a decade, running our after-school program in the Step Up program. This year, we operate in 18 schools, and in certain years, we've had as many as 21. Two other providers, the Jacoby Center at UOP and the Table Foundation, who are up here with us, have joined the YMCA in providing these extremely valuable services for kids and their families in Stockton Unified School District. On your consent agenda tonight, item 6.48 is an MOU to have El Concilio, who we have great respect and admiration for, operate summer school enrichment programs at 16 Stockton Unified Schools this summer. If this MOU is approved, what will it mean for us providers? All three of us have been running summer programs throughout the years, but we're not asked to run one this year. We're not sure if it's because of this MOU with El Concilio, but in the past, we've always continued with the summer program. Although it appears we're not being included in this, we want to assure you that we are ready, willing, and able to offer summer programming to the students if any opportunities present themselves. We have staff who are very familiar with your students and our students, and they can continue working with them through this summer. Consistency is very important to the staff and the students, and we would like to see how we can fit in and continue that support. Our contract with Stockton Unified School District is through June 30th of 2022, so at the end of next month. And any summer programming would fit perfectly into that time frame. In fact, last summer, our district partners asked us if we could do a summer program, and on extremely short notice, we put together a 4-week summer enrichment program, and it went off without a hitch. Thank you for the opportunity to speak, and we look forward to many more years of our partnership with Stockton Unified School District. Tyrone?
Good evening, everyone. Tyrone Gross. I am the CEO and founder of the Table Community Foundation. I echo everything Mr. Chapman from YMCA shared a few moments ago. And we're just here, just one, because we consider Stockton home, family, born and raised here. Consider our organization family, the kids that we work with, our employees, and our partners. We're all a family, and Stockton Unified has been a family as well, of being able to partner together. And so getting news that we weren't informed of having the opportunity to continue to work with our family, it brings some concern. And so we're here today to acknowledge that, one, as we said, we're here, we're ready to continue the work that we've been doing, because we dearly care about the kids in this community, we care about the families in this community, and we care about our employees. And so we wanted to make sure that we had the opportunity to speak up this evening and share our concerns, but then also let you know, as it's been said, that we are ready to continue the work that we have started. So thank you.
Hello, Ramon Payne, Director of Programs for the Table. As we have worked closely in partnership, that is one of the things when we talk of community, we talk of collaboration, and we have worked diligently, not only with the YMCA, but with Jacoby Center in providing services with Stockton Unified School District for after-school programming. The concern that I have and want to bring to your guys' attention is why all of a sudden have we been excluded? Why all of a sudden have we been kept in the dark? And why were we not included in this offer for summer programming when we are under contract? That is what is the concern for us, is that we have been in partnership, we have served your community, and then we were kept quiet and in the dark. So that is very confusing to us when we are talking about inclusion. We are talking about diversity, we are talking about support and community, and that does not show support, that does not show community, that shows exclusion, that shows singularity, and that shows that we are not a part of the dynamic of serving our students in this community, which we have been doing for years. And so we just wanted to continue that, and we have no problem with bringing in entities to help continue to support, because that is what diversity offers. It offers people being able to showcase other things that they have to bring to the table, no pun intended, to share about what other resources they have so that we can all be in collaboration to continue our great work. And that's what we have done. And that's why you see 3 agencies here in collaboration and in support to continue to support our students. But when we're excluded, we cannot offer those services. So we're just confused and would like to know why, and just like to make sure that you guys know that we are all on one accord.
Hi, everyone. I just want to basically mimic what has been said. We've been doing this for a very long time. For us, over 16 years, for me personally. And every year we have, well, in the past, we have been asked to do summer school and to support summer programs, but not this year. It's been very quiet, very dark. We have absolutely no information as to when even summer school is starting, any hours. And we just want to know why. We are ready to work. Our staff has built those relationships with the students, and we would like to have some answers for them. So if you could help us, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, esteemed board members and community members. My name is Daniel Franco. I am a after-school program facilitator at Hazelton Elementary, and I'm also the parent of an SUSD student. I'd like to kind of speak to you guys from the perspective of both. My question to the board is, who does this MOU truly serve and who benefits? Is it the best for our students when, like the partner agencies that I've been blessed to work with over the last 7 years, they are very diverse and they are prepared to work and they have the staff to work. If we go down to one agency, is that the best choice for our students? I think that as board members, you guys have a heavy responsibility on your shoulders. And that responsibility is, are we going to make the choice that enriches all students? Or are we going to make the choice that enriches Anthony Silva? Thank you.
Good evening again, trustees. So this time I'm talking after all the things that were said. So things have changed from the last time this was brought up, and I think Ms. Cantu addressed some of those concerns. Now, STA is here to support the services that we currently have. We heard the trustees last time speaking that the need to make sure we hit all students. So I think it was just stated by the last gentleman that, do we need more support? So it doesn't sound like we want to exclude anybody, but we want to keep what we have and add additional if that is what is needed. So I agree from being at a site with YMCA, knowing that they know the students at the site. And I think that is extremely important. So STA is here to support the programs that we have, not to exclude any new programs being brought in. We know the students, excuse me, we know the students need more. It's been 2 years of not having, so we want to make sure we have as many programs that we can offer so the students get what they need.
Ready?
Sorry, she has a card, so she's on there. Can you see her, or do I need to lift her, raise her? Okay.
Okay.
Tell me your name.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Nalani Chim. Me and my little sister attend Henry Elementary. I would like to express my opinion about my staff. When me and my family caught COVID, I was crying and begging my parents to go to school because I was missing my staff. And the only way we could talk to each other was writing to each other. They made an impact on my daily life due to the relationship we have built. Please keep our staff in place. My staff, when I'm at school and I'm feeling down, I know my staff is there for me. Today I got hit in the head and my staff got me an ice pack and gave me a hug. Please let my staff stay because at school when I'm down, they are there for me. Please reconsider and keep our staff. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
President Mendez, can I make a comment?
Yes, the microphone is yours.
I don't know the names of the individuals who presented themselves as CEOs, but I've not received a call from any of you. And if you would have called me, I think you would have got a lot more information. So please contact me because what's presented today and your perception is nothing that I've heard of. It's not in any plan. So I'd appreciate a call so that we can correct this, whatever misunderstanding you have. Parents and kids, I'm not sure where you got that information, but that's not what has been planned. And I think it's important for all of us to understand that we have processes in the district, and I'm sure the representatives, your CEOs know what those are, and they should probably come to me before you come here because it's a real simple misunderstanding is what it sounds like to me.
And it's also our job to give information to you as well.
As a board member, the children are being COVID-19 for a very long time. I have many parents who come to me asking me, how can I help my child that is with disabilities? How they can help them? But I would like very much to give you the thank you for coming today and bring us, everything you're letting us know. And we thank you very much for your comments and thank you and take care of yourself. Thank you.
Point of record, did we meet the 20 minutes?
Oh, I thought they're already done.
Exactly.
You can
No.
come in. You can come in. I thought it was done. Thank you. You can come in, please.
Hello, I'm Sally Her. I'm with the YMCA Senior Program Director. And thank you, Superintendent Ramirez, for mentioning that part. But we do have a contact person through the Step Up program, and they have been our source of information when it comes to continuous summer program. And so this department has been our main source, and that's why we have been dependent on them for information. Unfortunately, this year, they do not have the answer for us. And that's why I have to echo what my partners and my team members have said. We have been left in the dark.
Thank you. Who's next?
That would be Janet Yarbrough.
Thank you for letting us know the name.
Hello, good evening, members of the board. I am a staff at the after school program at under Jacoby Center from the UOP at Fillmore Elementary. And I was just wanted to speak on the summer program that Fillmore Elementary staff is ready to work for the summer program and that we are able and we would like to maintain our connections with the students, and we are open to collaborating with other companies. But we're ready to work for the summer program, and we want to offer our services to the students that we've made our connections with this past school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Hello, board members. I am a parent for SUSD, and I am here because I am against 6.48. I'm a little concerned about all the staff that won't have jobs during the summer. And not only that, it has to do with the bond these children have created with these certain staff. And me personally, I'm a teacher too. I feel it's not fair for these kids to come back next school year and see new faces, and they have to start all over again, creating these new relationships. And I just think it's not fair for our staff to have to go through this. Now speaking as a student, if I'm independent, I'm relying on this job. So I hope you guys make the right decision on this. Thank you.
Thank you. Next person. Next person.
Mr. Jerry Gonzalez. Ms. Patricia Sanchez. Noeli Chim. Amanda Paulino. And Michelle Montano.
Again, I'm asking that this item be moved to an action item. The last time, and again, like I said last time, I think El Concilio does great work for this community, so nothing against them. But, you know, I'm asking the same question. What happened to the other agencies that are providing these services? Nobody's been notified. I don't know if it's their responsibility to reach out to the district. Maybe they have, but I think the district needs to be more transparent as to what's going on. Okay, please. $900 per student. Is that a way to make a budget? Do you have an estimate? Is it going to be 1,000 students? Is it going to be 200 students? These are important questions. You come to the ask school board to approve 900 per student. You guys are already looking at deficits in coming years, and it just doesn't make sense. It just, you know, so that's another concern. Now, is it customary for a board member to be the signature on an MOU? I thought that was the staff's responsibility.
Dr. Lepton, can please you answer? Okay. Did he gets the answer? Okay, so we continue.
Yeah, is it customary? Is it legal for a board member to be the signature on an MOU, or is that the district's responsibility, superintendent or whoever they have assigned to sign an MOU? Is this like a backdoor deal or what?
President Mendez, did you want me to respond to that
Yes,
question?
you can respond. It's there. Yeah, thank you.
The signature of the board president simply indicates that it's been approved by the board. That's the reason for the signature of the board president, and that's all that it connotes. Trustee Flores, no, the board president's signature by herself cannot bind the district, and the board president is authorized to sign the contract only if and when this contract or MOU is approved by the board, and her signature signifies approval if in fact it is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Lepton. Next person, please.
Madam President, I want to point out we have less than 3 minutes left on the 20-minute time
Okay,
slot.
we
and
have less than 3 minutes.
four other people
The secretaries
speaking.
are being pausing. Anybody else want to come in to the podium, please?
We have 4 cards that pertain to this item, and it's Patricia Sanchez.
Can we have
Noelani
one person
Chim,
to come in out of the 4 cars, please?
Amanda Paulino, and
Says
Michelle
Amanda
Montano.
Paulino.
But
Can you state your name, please?
my name is Ann Sandoval, and I am an after-school program facilitator at Henry Elementary. I've been there for 13 years. And for 12 of those 13 years, I have worked with the YMCA. And I don't think that it's a good idea if we get rid of the very people who are not necessarily get rid of, but maybe replace them with people who have been on the field loving on kids who have been through trauma for the last 2 years. I've had some staff who's been with me for 4 or more years. And Nolani, who's from my after school program, as you can tell, she actually has been only with me since the beginning of this year, and the greatest impact is from her staff, not just from me who oversees the program. And I think that changing out staff or after school program staff at sites will cause more trauma to students than we know. And we're on the ground running with them, trying to build them back up from this huge pandemic that we have been going through. And so what I'm stating is that they make the greatest impact out there on the field after school when parents are at work, and kids need to feel safe. And that is the greatest thing that a child needs, is to feel safe in a space. And I'm thankful that for 12 out of my 13 years, I've had the YMCA, and they have done everything they have been able to do to provide exactly what we need, and if not more, and meet the needs, not just of what I'm asking for, but I advocate for my children at the after school program, and they listen and they hear everything. And so what I would hate to happen is my staff that are there lose an opportunity to work in the summer. And if they lose an opportunity to work in the summer, we all know how important it is as an adult to have a job. And if they lose their opportunity to work in the summer, they have to find jobs elsewhere. And so now we're losing the very people who have poured their heart and their soul into rehabilitating children after this pandemic. Not because they want to, but because they have financial needs that need to be met also. So I don't know which way it's gonna go, but what I'm asking is consider all of the lives that it affects, and most importantly, the children that are affected by the many after school programs that these agencies provide staff for. And I just am one of many, and I have 4 staff, and you see just one child, the greatest impact that one adult staff that I have has made. And can you imagine if taking them out and not giving them the opportunity to continue to rehabilitate them through the summer, how that will affect the future to come. So just consider everything that is at stake, and greatest stake is our children in our community, that I hope that everybody in this room is
Madam
here for.
President, time has passed.
Thank you so much for your comment. Thank you. Thank you.
The next card pertains to agenda item 13.1, and it's Monica Hernandez.
Good evening again. I'm going to speak off the cuff on this agenda item. I have nothing prepared in front of me, except for, of course, my own experience as a classroom teacher. I'm talking specifically about the adoption to reduce of the resolution to reduce and eliminate particular kinds of certificated services. The specific position that I'm most concerned about is the administrator of child welfare and attendance. Now, the last time this came up, I personally made a phone call to every member on this board. I don't know if you recall, it was a couple months ago. I left a message expressing my deep concern about this possible elimination. And I just want to publicly thank President Mendez, Scott McBrien, and Angel Ann Flores for actually doing the courtesy and returning my call. So thank you very much for that. What I do want to say is we cannot afford to be without an administrator of CWA. Now, I understand that that position is currently vacated. And so because that position is vacated, it's very easy to go, we don't need that because nobody's filling that position. It's very easy to say we're in budget constraints and based on our projections, we can't afford that for next year. Okay. But I'm going to tell you, this year, attendance has been a hot mess. And we want to complain, or more specifically, the board wants to complain about a budget deficit. Attendance and ADA are intimately connected. We know that, right? That's how we get our money. And so when we have nobody overseeing that, nobody running that ship, that is very concerning to me. Now, I do understand we have a current director who has been charged with kind of overseeing that. But that, my friends, is not an adequate system. That is not sustainable. That director has their own director responsibilities and cannot possibly do both well. And that is not a criticism to that individual. I believe that individual is a stellar woman. It's a criticism to the way we're doing business. Everybody is carrying more than they can handle this year, and it has to stop. It is not sustainable at all. at any level, from teachers all the way up to administrators and directors. It is not sustainable, okay? Getting rid of CWA, the administrator, is dangerous. Can I just speak personally on my experiences as a virtual academy teacher? Now, my experiences are personal, but I can guarantee you my narrative is personal, but my experiences are shared with my colleagues. I can put money on that. We have had children MIA all year long, unaccounted for all year long. And now, please don't misunderstand me. I am not looking at those kids as dollar signs. I am concerned for their well-being. And there is no way for me as a classroom teacher to actually make sure that those kids are being cared for, that those kids are being accounted for. I have done everything in my power as a virtual academy teacher. I have gone up the chain of command. I have filled out every damn Google survey that they've asked me to complete so that CWA can get involved. When are they going to get involved? What has to happen? God forbid one of those children on my roster gets hurt on my watch. God forbid. And it's not only on my shoulders, it's on all of you as well. We cannot afford to be without a CWA administrator. Don't even think about eliminating that position. Thank you very much.
Madam President, that concludes public session comments. Back to you.
Thank you. We have now item 6.1, Tesulera. Are we gonna? We have item 6.1, approval of consent items. Yvette will read the oral announcements.
Does any trustee have any item they would like removed for separate consideration as an action item?
Madam President, I don't have an item I want to move, but I do want to make sure that we announce that there's changes that have been made into item 6.46 and item 13.1. The changes are included in the green sheet that are on the table outside. It looks just like this one. And the green sheet will outline that item 6.46, at the request of Mr. Marcus Battle, CBO, the percentage of the district current expense formula minimum classroom compensation is 51.19. I believe that was a question that one of the gentlemen asked, and not 53.6. As a result, the application for exemption from the required expenditures for classroom teacher salaries has been revised accordingly, and it includes a CEA form attachment. Item 13.1, adoption of resolution number 21-49, reducing and eliminating particular kinds of certificated services for the 2022-2023 school year. At the request of Ms. Nancy Lane, Assistant Superintendent of HR, revisions were made to the verbiage of resolution 21-49. And what that verbiage looks like is it went from resolution to a limited and/or reduce the number of certificated employees to a reduction in particular kinds of services, and it was changed to resolution to reduce the number of certificated employees due to an elimination in particular kinds of services. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you.
May I address?
Yeah.
I like to pull items 6.42, 6.46, and 6.48. And I'd also like to pull 13.1.
So Trustee Flores, we're at consent agenda, so you can't pull
doesn't go-
13.1, but you can turn those other ones into action items.
Into action items. Hello? Can you explain to her, please?
I heard you. I believe that we've been able to pull things before, so
We're
for other
gonna
board
wait
members, are
until
we
my
able to do
colleagues
that
are
now?
here back. We're gonna wait until they come back. They just went to refresh in the restroom.
Point of clarification, President Mendez.
Yes.
I think the point, Trustee Flores, was that after consent, you can consider that, you can request that pulling, but after you get to the open session items.
Okay, when we get there, just let it be known. I want to pull it. Hold on one second. I think there's one more. Let me confirm that I.
We will have to have a motion for consent, Vice President.
Well, I'll do
Consent
the motion to accept it.
I will do second.
So then all in favor of the consent agenda as it is, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All
Aye.
that are against? No nays and any abstains? And so we got it unanimously, Madam President.
Have item 6.42. I need a first and a second.
I'll do the second.
Yeah, for we can have it for discussion. I will do first, second. Discussion.
No, we got to do them now. So we're at 6.4 to approval of restated purchase agreement with IAQ Distribution Incorporated.
Discussion. Ms.
So,
Flores.
has IAQ done any jobs prior? And at what sites, and how much have we paid them already?
Mr. Marcus, do you have an answer for Trustee Flores, please?
In terms of how much we've paid them, I don't have the exact figure. So I would have to follow up with that. I don't have the exact figure, but they have they started their work in the district in January through early April. So I don't have. Yes. So I don't have the exact number on that.
Do you know what sites they did work at?
I'm sorry. We
Do
have
we
been-
have the facilities here, the gentleman?
Yeah, Armando. Can you come and comment on the facilities that have been?
Thank you, Mr. Armando.
Installed?
So currently, I don't have the list in front of me, but they have completed. Oh, I'm sorry. That's on. Sorry. Yeah, I currently don't have the list in front of me, but I believe we completed about 13 sites so far. Alphabetical order, A through Z is how they started at. So Adams, it's from one rough. Grunsky was done. Like I said, we could get the list to you.
When you guys submit that information to me, I just want to let it be known that this is a question that I've asked in the public. Since we were not able to answer in the public, when you give that information to me in a Friday update, I will make that information public.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes they say it's confidential.
Thank you for
We
noticing
never
that.
risk them.
Any more questions? Any more questions for my colleagues? Discussion?
Comment.
Yes, Mr. O'Brien?
I have worked with ozone technology. I would like to say that it can be very effective in mitigating all kinds of problems. COVID is one, MRSA is another. Many of the problems that we see in the classroom can be helped by this kind of technology. I voted for it because I believe it will be beneficial, and I think the work should continue on. Thank you.
I'd
Thank
like
you.
to follow up on that.
You want to follow up to Scama Brian or
Yeah.
to the public?
To the discussion, what he just said.
Thank you.
It has been brought to my attention, some research that they've done on these type of companies, and some districts have had to pull out the equipment because it was harming the students and the teachers. So we really have to pay attention to the physical effects when we make these decisions, because this could cause a major tragedy or lawsuit against our district if we don't do our due diligence in ensuring that what we're installing in these classrooms, that our schools our children are attending and our staff are in.
Thank you. And I wanted to say something. My son has been sick for a very long time. He's been positive for MRSA several times. The hospitals have it. Everybody have it. I mean, even surgeons, they have it right there. So many people, they use these things because they're science. Science do this. I'm not a science. I don't do science, but I do believe that they help out. As a matter of fact, many teachers are the ones who asked me for these materials to be back, for being safe in the classroom, because they didn't want to wear the mask. So I also support many teachers who do this. And I do have their names, but when they give me the authorization to say it, I will say it. They were very concerned of wearing the mask because they have asthma and they can't have it. And believe me, I know having a mask all day is very hard. So it is, I don't know, I'm not a science, but I think that it's very good that you say that, Angela Flores, and we can call NASA or some other places to let us know sciences, how this is going to work, or we are injuring people inside the classrooms.
They are in the hospitals, but they're in rooms that they don't put patients in.
My
Research.
son have MRSA.
I understand
and
that.
They put it in the side of the corner.
And I just want to make
Yeah.
a public record that you made that public, not anybody else.
No, to be honest, it's public. It's just my son has been very sick. 21 surgeries. A lot of people and teachers know 21 surgeries are being hard for my son. But I'm going to let you know, I'm not a science. I am not a teacher of science. Many of here in the board, we don't have a degree of teaching in science. So we do our best and we can. Thank you. Now back to you, Vice President.
Well, Madam President, I just wanted to make one comment. I think from the presentations that we saw a couple different times for these machines, that the intention was that they be used when students and faculty are not in the room. So that concern, I mean, unless someone was using it inappropriately, that kind of wouldn't happen. Thank you.
Any more comments about this item?
Trustee Rico?
Trustee Rico, the microphone is yours.
Trustee Flori, do you have the names of the districts from where those items being pulled out? So, but I like to hear the names.
Sacramento Unified, Sacramento City, Sacramento. It's about an hour away. I'm sure we
It's
know
just
that.
only Sacramento? Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting us know. Any more questions?
I think when we do this, it gives the staff a feeling that we're not hearing them when we make those
Angela,
kinds of comments.
That's not true.
So
that's not true. You cannot speak for ourselves. You cannot speak for me. I do care very
okay,
much.
well then I'll speak for myself.
Let me finish. Nobody can speak for me, ladies and gentlemen. I am Cecilia Mendez. I live in here in Stockton. I'm not a science. I come here as a board member and I was elected by the people, trusted by the people. I am not perfect. So do anybody here in this room. Everybody can laugh. Everybody can do whatever they want. That's fine. That's life. But I'm here to do my job. Just let me do my job. I'm coming here to work, go home to a family. And my son was positive for MRSA. No longer. It was in the surgeries. But I'm open-minded and I'm letting you know, then I have followed doctor instructions. I even have a machine for air in my house. So thank you very much for understanding. Then I'm a mother with a disabled child like anybody else, and everybody can do whatever and make any emotions about me. Thank you very much, because I do care about many people who work for this district, even the people who clean toilets. They complain about how unsafe they were using the mask. So, it's the way it is. Everybody's gonna be pro-mask and gonna be no mask. So I try to be accommodating both sides. So thank you so much. So is any more
Comment?
conversations?
Scott McBride.
Thank you, Scott.
I just want to say we're halfway through the contract where we committed to this. We heard the evidence. A wide majority voted yes. We felt that it was sufficient to go on. And I think it would be an error to just stop the contract complete dead middle with a few concerns that I do not believe are proven or truly present themselves. Thank you.
Thank you. If there is no more conversation, let's get it ready for the vote.
All in favor, say yay. Yay.
Yay.
All opposed, nay. We got one, and then we got one absent. So the motion passes 5-1 no. The one no was Trustee Flores. Back to you, Madam President.
Now we're going to 646. Yes, is that correct? I need a first and a second.
I'll do the first, Madam President.
I'll second.
We have second by Zachary Avelar, trustee. Discussion?
So, Madam President, I'd like to ask for Mr. Ramirez to just give us a description. I know we have the analysis here, and I know we've heard some different conversation from teachers and other members of the community. And I'd like to hear Mr. Ramirez kind of give us the breakdown, and then I'd like to make a comment afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ramirez. The microphone is yours.
If I could, I'd like for Mr. Battle to address that one.
Mr. Battle, thank you.
Sure, and I'll basically just highlight some of what was discussed at the last board meeting by the auditors. So as the board knows, this is part of this current expense formula, minimum classroom compensation, is an annual calculation that the auditors have to perform every district they go into per Ed Code 41372. For the past few years, this district, not just our district, many districts have received unprecedented one-time dollars, which has really inflated that formula. It's been a part of inflating that formula for a district as large as ours and as large as the one-time dollars that we've received over the past few years. It is definitely, I would say, skewed our numbers and brought us out of compliance with the formula. So the auditors brought that to our attention, and in hindsight, I'm not sure if this could have been addressed, but without the one-time dollars, this is something that we will definitely look at. I think it's a challenge while we are still operating with such large one-time dollars to meet this threshold and not put the district in financial jeopardy. So.
Thank you, Mr. Battle. And then I just wanted to add that in the analysis, it actually expresses to us that the Ed Code, what the requirement is when we haven't reached that threshold, which we've admitted to as a district, that last year we were at 51, let me get the number right, 0.19%. And so in actually agreeing and saying, yes, we did not meet that threshold, the requirement is that we do file the exemption so that the county can actually help us to make the final decision. And so when I hear different members come up and say that when we approve this, that, it's going to cause a certain thing, actually, we're listening to you all and saying we need to send this to the county so that they could make the final decision. One of those decisions may be that they return that $18 million and they direct us to pay it out to teachers. And so, for myself, I think that, it's a little disingenuous to say that, we're making a decision right now when what we're actually doing is trying to follow the code so that we can be accountable, so that if the decision from our county is that that money does belong to our teachers and needs to go to our teachers and our instructional aides, that we have the opportunity to do that. And I didn't hear that, mentioned by any of our commenters, even though we did have many people from our unions who, you all have lawyers just like ours. And so I'm not saying that to downplay anybody's comments. What I am saying is that it seems as though we had some misunderstandings and that we're not getting a full understanding from either side. And so for myself, just in understanding what I received letters from the county office, from the superintendent over there, and then what they've showed us in terms of the ed code. I want to make sure that as a district, we are moving forward, and following those laws. I wasn't on the board, for the beginning of the school year of 2020 to 2021. I only joined last year in December. However, I am standing here saying that I want to be accountable and I want us to follow those laws. Thank you.
May I address?
Trustee Flores?
Point of clarification. This item failed in our last board meeting, failed.
Point of order, Madam President.
Yes, you have it.
I actually wasn't here, so I will say I asked for it to be brought back so that we can have clarification. And if someone wants to be upset about that, I actually welcome the comments. I welcome the concerns, and I think that we've done the best that we can to hear them. Thank you.
I was still talking. May I
Oh,
address?
it was a point of
It was
clarification,
interrupted.
but it's
He
yours now.
he did the proper way like you did it also. Thank you. No, it is true, and Mrs. Angela Flores, you can laugh all you way, but he did follow, and you guys are doing the same thing. So I'm letting you know. I listen. I'm listening. Thank you. You have the microphone now.
Thank you. Dr. Lipton, motion failed. Regardless of who was here or not, the motion failed. Now, Dr. Lipton, our legal counsel, please, for point of record, tell us what the Brown Act says when an item fails on the agenda. Is there an exception if a board member wasn't present?
Mr. Lepton?
I can respond to that question. That Trustee Flores is correct that at the vote at the last board meeting, this item failed.
So are we in violation today by placing this item back on the agenda?
I can address that.
Yes,
President
sir. You
Mendez.
can address that to Trustee Flores again.
This is being brought back. The board has a right to reconsider motions that it previously made, and that's what's happening now.
Wait.
We have done this before. People have brought on items before, even if they fail. Yes, ma'am.
So for example, when Maria Mendez brought her item back to be paid, I believe Scott McBrien made a comment saying that we need to not be doing that. When an item fails, we need to let it fail and deal with what the votes were.
Point of order, Madam President. I
You can
think that
respond.
Trustee Flores is asking for our opinions when we received the
It's a
legal.
fact.
Well, we
That's
actually,
what happened.
I
That
apo-
is a fact.
I apologize, but I think that we just received the legal opinion from Dr. Lipton. So I mean, you can feel how you want, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Please
Any
let the
more
minutes
discussion?
reflect what Dr. Lipton's legal response was.
It's okay. It's been gonna be reflected.
And that's
Trustee
fine. I
Flores.
just want to make
Thank
sure
you.
in public that that is reflected in our minutes.
Thank
So public, please pay attention to the minutes when they come out, maybe in about 3 or 4 months.
Thank you, Trustee Flores, for your kind words. Is any more comments? Here, if there are none. Vote.
All in favor, say yay. Yay. All that opposed, say nay.
Thank you.
So just one is what I heard. And we got 5 yays, and 1 absent. So motion passes 5-1 with 1 absence. Trustee Maria Mendez. Thank you.
President Mendez, may I make a point?
Yes, you can make a point.
So with respect to Trustee Flores's request to have a certain comment reflected in the minutes, that could be reflected in the minutes upon a vote of the board. So if there was a motion and a second, then that can be reflected in the minutes.
I think then that my colleagues already spoke up how they feel. We're gonna proceed. Now we go to 6.48. We need a first and a second.
First.
I'll do the second.
We have a first and a second. We can start it with the discussion.
Madam President, I'd like to address.
The microphone is yours.
So this item I actually asked to bring back as well. I wasn't here last week, so I didn't get the opportunity to vote on a tied item. I also asked for the agenda item to be updated to be more clearly outlining what we're talking about. And I want to say that I'm very sensitive to the concerns that our other vendors brought forth. I really look forward to hearing from those vendors and actually bringing forth some proposals. We're still waiting for proposals from the other vendors that we cleared in the RFP process. And so for those who may be asking, why we haven't seen those proposals yet, we haven't received them from them in order to actually, apply that to the same group of monies that we were talking about. And so for myself, for those who did come out tonight, I'm hoping that our staff can work with you all to figure out how to best, bring those proposals so that you can be included, in these considerations as well. I don't want it to be that, you all feel that your words and the things that you've spoken of fall on deaf ears. However, I also don't want to stop us from having the opportunity to expand our groups of people that we have access to, after school coordinators and facilitators all over the district. They have not said that they've had negative experiences with some of the other vendors. However, we've had a lot of issues with just staffing in general. So we were looking for opportunities to expand that pool, not to exclude people. And so I do apologize if that's what it felt like, and I'm looking for, and I hope, I could speak on behalf of our staff when I say that we're looking for opportunities to make sure that we, cover that gap and that we also hear from you all as well. But, as far as, the RFP and the work that we're looking at now, I really appreciate El Concilio for bringing, this item and for working with us. And I look forward to the rest of the vendors coming to the plate and working with us and expanding the role that they have with us in the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Any
Comment?
questions? Mr. Scott Brian?
I want to make sure that people understand we value El Concilio. I think almost everybody agrees to that and says so. I also want to make sure that we do not fail to start including the other summer school providers and the other after-school providers. That does not mean that we should not involve El Concilio and give them an opportunity as well. So I would like to think that this MOU with them is also something that could be considered by each and every one of the other providers. And I do not want to rule anybody out or to anybody's concerns or problems. I do not want people being labeled because they sided with one or the other. All of these organizations are great organizations, and we're proud to work with them. So with that in mind, thank you, El Concilio, for being here, as well as the other vendors. Thank you.
Thank you.
Comment.
Mrs. Angeline Flores?
First off, I just want to say that if we're going to talk about inclusion and exclusion, if the only communication that we have made with El Concilio and we haven't provided actively information to other RFP vendors on our list, then we are excluding everybody else internally. We should not depend on our vendors to come and say, hey, are we going to continue next year without any prior notice? So with that being said, I have not been addressed in any conversation as to why we would need to bring in another vendor for our after school programs. As a board member, it is our job to give directive to the superintendent on how we want the district to be ran. I was not part or privy to any of those discussions. That's second. First off, I want to say I am super, super proud of our Step Up family who came up to speak. You guys almost had me in tears just seeing the courage that you guys had to come up here and express what you guys do on a daily. And yes, you make a huge impact on our students. You meet with the teachers, you meet with the parents, you do community events, you do so much that you do not get enough credit for. And there is no way any organization that has not already proven to be a factor in this after school program. So thank you. Please continue to come back and step up because that's what we do, former Step Up after school facilitator. Again, I just want to reiterate that it's As a board member, I was nope, and I received lots of calls from parents as well regarding this. And finally, this also failed in our last board meeting. So we are in violation again. And I have received a cease and desist letter from CSEA. So we are in violation in even having this discussion. And so I look forward to the future cease and desist and the legal matters from our CSEA to address our board. Thank you.
Any more comments? Here none. Get ready for the vote.
All in favor say yay. Yay.
Yay.
All opposed? And we have one absent. So
And I just want to also let it be known that whatever the Cecilia Mendez signs, I have nothing to do with.
Please don't say
So
that.
the
Don't
motion-
say that. Please do not say that. This is wrong. Angela, come on. This is wrong.
We always take
cross the line.
responsibility.
You cross the line all the time.
Yes, I do.
This
board,
is
board
wrong.
members, can I have order, please? Can I have order, please? Madam President, can I have order, please?
Yes, you're gonna have it.
Thank you. So the motion passes 5-1 with one absence. The no vote was trustee Angeline Flores, and the absence is trustee Maria Mendez. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President Zuleta. Now we go to 7.1, information, recognition and presentations for 2021, 2022 California State and Migrant Parent of the Year, Dr. Susana Ramirez, Director of Curriculum and Professional Development. Welcome.
Thank you.
Dr. Ramirez.
Good evening, Superintendent Ramirez, President Mendez, trustee and Stockton community. My name is Dr. Susana Ramirez, Director of Curriculum and Instruction and Professional Development. It is a great pleasure to be here tonight to help celebrate Ms. Berta Sierra. She has been recognized as the California Migrant Parent of the Year by Tony Thurman, the California State Superintendent of Public Education and Instruction. With that said, please help me welcome Ms. Berta Sierra to share some of her amazing stories. Buenas noches, Superintendente Ramírez, Presidenta Méndez, miembros de la mesa directiva y comunidad de Stockton. Mi nombre es Susana Ramírez, directora de Currículo y Instrucción y Desarrollo Profesional. Es un gran placer estar aquí esta noche para ayudar a celebrar a la señora Berta Sierra. Ha sido reconocida como la Madre Migrante del Año de California por Tony Thurman, el Superintendente de Instrucción Pública del Estado de California. Esto dicho, ayúdenme a darle la bienvenida a la señora Berta Sierra para que comparte su increíble historia.
Buenas noches, Superintendente, señor Ramírez, miembros de la mesa directiva y miembros de la comunidad. Mi nombre es Berta Sierra. Soy madre de dos hijos, uno de 19 años y otro de 8 años. Yo llegué a este país en el año 2014 sin familia ni a dónde llegar, con mis dos hijos de 11 años y mi bebé de 7 meses. Todo era nuevo para mí, desde el idioma. Pregunté en una tienda cuál era la escuela más cercana para inscribir a mi hijo. Empezó ese mismo día la escuela. Mientras él estaba en la escuela, yo reciclaba para ganar dinero. Él me ayudaba trayendo su leche de lonche para su hermanito. No solo fue difícil para mí por dejar a mi hijo en la escuela, separarnos después de todo lo que habíamos vivido en el camino para llegar aquí, sino también por el idioma y la inseguridad de nuestras situaciones. Sin embargo, ahora mi hijo se graduó de la high school con honores y reconocimientos, incluso de ser bilingüe. Hoy en día está sirviendo una misión en Salt Lake City. Tenemos una casa donde vivir, trabajo estable y mi hijo menor tiene una experiencia positiva en la escuela. Cuando llegué aquí no sabía sobre las ayudas para personas como nosotros y en una necesidad. Aprendí sobre el programa migrante y quienes me ayudaron con nuestras necesidades. Hoy en día soy una de las oficiales del Comité Constructivo de Padres Migrantes. Soy activa dentro de mi comunidad, brindando información de lo que aprendo, a correr la voz y buscar ayuda para los demás, así como alguien me ayudó a mí en ese entonces.
Sorry.
My name is Sandra Gomez. I'm an SUSD interpreter, so I'll be repeating what she just said. Good evening, Superintendent Mr. Ramirez, members, trustees, and members of the community. My name is Berta Sierra. I am a mother of two sons, one who is 19 years old and the other 8 years old. I came to this country in 2014 without family and a place to stay, with my two children who at the time were 11 years old and my baby of 7 months. Even though everything was new to me, including the language, I asked the store, which was the closest school to register my son. He started the same day. While he was at school, I was recycling to earn a living. He will help me by bringing his lunch milk for his little brother. Not only was it difficult for me to leave my child at school all day, given everything we went through to get here, but also the language barrier and insecurities of our situation. However, my son graduated from high school with honors and certificates, including being bilingual. Currently, he is serving a mission in Salt Lake City. We know we have a roof over our heads, stable employment, and my youngest son has a positive experience in school. When we first arrived, I didn't know about resources available to people in my situation, and a necessity I learned of the migrant program who helped me with my needs. Today, I serve as one of the officials for the Migrant Parent Advisory Council, and I am active in my community relating information that I came across and assisting those in need as I was once was.
And I want to say, Berta, you know, we know each other for long. As a parent, I don't know, hello? Yeah. Berta is have a long road. As many parents who come here, like my parents and many other parents, we go through tragic things in our lives and she suffer a lot. Para mí, Berta, she is un orgullo Latino. And it's been a long road, Berta. But look at what I am. You can be next, okay? So si se puede. I want to give you this recognition, and I was so happy to hear Tony Turman. I'm so sorry I was not there. I could not come in there, but we can make a party with him next time, okay? I just wanted to let you know, this is a lady who's done a lot of things in my community, a migrant and with the Latino parents. Don't forget, the Berta es un orgullo Latino. Thank you. And I want to thank her with the bottom of my heart, because there's not too many people who do this. And she's been around for a very long time, doing so many things in the community. I will salute you, Berta. Long friends, continue on the battle, no matter what. We can do it. But,
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I would like very much that you take a picture with her. No, gracias, Berta. Ni modo, ¿eh? Así se hace. Mrs. Ramirez, can you come over here? Ya, en el niño, por favor. One more. Okay. Yeah, come in, ladies. Come on, ladies. Let's get these ladies have been around with the parents for a very long time. But boy, Berta, it was a very, I'm very proud of you. You were very proud of me. Thank you. Thank you. I always will be a migrant, no matter what. Okay, love you, Berta. Say hello to your family. Okay, thank you.
Gracias y felicidades, señora Berta.
And Berta, happy Mother's Day. This is the best one for you right now.
Oh, yeah. Feliz Día de las Madres.
Okay, now we did this, 7.1. 8.1, we have a public hearing. Public hearing is for the Sancha proposal for successful contract negotiations for 2022, 2023, 2023, 2024, 2024-2025 fiscal years between the Stockton Unified District and the California School Employees Association, CSEA, and the Delta Valley Chapter. Do we have the staff report? Any report from staff? And none. Public testimony? Anybody who would like to come into the podium? Hearing none. Any trustee comments? Hearing none. I close public hearing. Thank you. Item 10.1, Board Committee Report. Yvette will read the oral announcements.
This is the opportunity to hear any reports from board committees, specifically regarding prior or upcoming committee meetings. There will be a 3-minute time limit per report. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you. The first one will be Angela and Flores. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. A board committee, that will be our Vice President, Ramon Solera. Thank you.
Thank you,
Was
Madam.
an error. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you, Madam President.
President Mendez, can I address something really quick?
This is for our committees. You can do it in the next one.
Okay, I just want to say that it's not nice, Trustee Flores, if you laugh about President Mendez when she's talking or when she make a mistake. It's normal for humans make a mistakes. Thank you. I didn't say about the public. You always try,
Trustees, can we?
you always try
trustees,
to say that we say things that we never say.
trustees, Can we have order, please?
Can we get back to the report?
Thank you. So
We could discuss this on Wolfpack later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please, order, please.
President Mendez, I always keep order, but I'm getting tired that always, Trustee Flores always say that I say something when I never say nothing. I'm sorry, public.
Ladies and gentlemen of the board, I'm going to continue with my report.
Okay, do your report.
So this is the Parks and Rec Committee report. Our last meeting was actually canceled because we didn't have a quorum. The next meeting is going to take place at 5:30 on May 30th, 2022. It's a Monday. The big, updates that we do have is that Pixie Woods is now open. It'll be open Saturdays and Sundays through May 29th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Throughout June through July, it will open for extended hours Thursday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then they have a really great family membership package that they put together. And so there's 2 parents and 4 children, and they all have to be from the same household, obviously. But it's for $70 for the whole year, and it includes discounts and then admission to the park throughout the whole season. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President. For the 3x3 committee, I don't have no comment. Now we go to 1852 Foundation Committee, and that will be our clerk, Alicia Rico.
Good evening, I'm so sorry. But Christina, can you help me with the day, please? Oh, okay. Abby, please, thank you. I can recall it's gonna be on June 24.
Yes, that is correct.
Thank you. At 5?
Starting at 4:30.
Thank you for your help, Abby.
Thank you, Clerk Alicia Rico. Now we go to 10.2 where I make the mistake.
Madam President, I still need to do the CSBA.
Yes, it is. You got the CSBA, yes.
Yes, ma'am. So this is the report for the San Joaquin County School Boards Association Executive Committee. Our next meeting is going to be on May 24th at 3 p.m. And then we have an upcoming delegate assembly that'll take place May 21st and 22nd in Sacramento. That's where we have a regional caucus. And then all of the delegates from all over the state of California will come together from all of the school districts. And a lot of the time we'll talk about different things that have to be updated with CSBA and brought back to our districts. And in addition, a lot of the time we'll spend talking about the different legislation that would be looking to have, go in our favor and to work towards. A lot of that has to deal with the budget things that we're seeing when it comes to the assembly and the state legislature at this time. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Thank you. And sorry, I forgot that, you had to do that one after, and I jump in. Sorry, please apologizing. Anyway, item 10.2, where I make the mistake, please report for trustee activities. And Yvette will read the oral announcements first.
Thank you, Madam President. This is the opportunity for each trustee to make a brief announcement or give a brief report on their own recent activities at the district pursuant to Brown Act Governing Code 54954.2A3. There will be a 3-minute time limit per report. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Yvette. Now we have Angeline Flores. It's your turn today.
I have made some visits to a couple different departments, and I was also at the Stag funeral, and Tiffany Haddish and Jason Lee were there. I was able to see the concern from our students. We had a student who wants to know why security is beefed up now when they wanted it before. That is a concern that I'm still looking for a plan as to how we're going to be addressing issues like that. We've talked about it, but I still want to hear a plan. I haven't heard anything about the consultant yet, so I don't know. It's been about a month now, so maybe they might be it's time to reach out or not. But again, I encourage community support, whether we are aware of the issues. Anybody should feel comfortable coming to this dais and addressing any concerns without any retaliation, without any of us up here saying that you should have came to me first. You have a right to come up here and address concerns at any time. And so know that I stand with the community on that. And happy Mother's Day. Happy Dia de las Madres de hoy. I was trying to get some flowers on the way over here for everybody, but I was like, I don't want to favoritism anybody. So I wouldn't have had enough for everybody. So Feliz Dia de las Madres, everybody.
Trustee Scama Brian.
Again, like Ms. Flores said, happy Mother's Day to all of you. I had a somewhat eventful Mother's Day after my wife got back from the Asparagus Festival, which kept us all very busy this weekend, as well as my daughter, who was also volunteering and working out there. And of course, I also believe on Friday there were a lot of activities, but I had the pleasure of being at the Native American graduation, where students come voluntarily and they get their sashes and their feathers, and students are given a feather once they have graduated from high school that they get to keep. And these students have shown value for these throughout their lives. That was a great event. Mr. Zualeta was also there, so as well as a superintendent. So it was a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Zachary Abelar, trustee, Area 7.
I just wanted to say I've sent $1,000 in discretionary funds to Stag High School girls softball for the end of the year activity and celebrations, and $200 each for the end of the year student incentives and promotion celebrations. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice President Zuleta.
Thank you, Madam President, and good evening, everyone. I got a couple of things. As Mr. McBrien said, I attended Native graduation, Native American graduation, and I was really thankful. I was one of the students who 13 years ago, I actually came through the same program and received my feather and my certificate from the Native American Scholarship Fund that you guys head up. And so I'm really appreciative to see students, continuing that tradition and to be able to participate. I also was at the Jason Lee and Tiffany Haddish memorial that they did for our student Lala Reynaga, and I was just really appreciative that people came, to not only support our community but our families within the community. I spent some time over at Chavez. They had an event called the Balloons Over Bullets event. And it was the first one that they had, and then they had some more at the other high schools throughout the week. I also attended Franklin's baseball senior night where they played Edison High School at Billy Herbert Field. They actually won in the 9th inning on a pretty cool hit in the end. And so they won in the last at the last opportunity that they had, and it was a really thrilling and amazing thing to participate in and see. Additionally, I've spoken to quite a few teachers with regard to some of the issues that we've had with our interpreters. We know that we're working on it, and we're getting some answers to it after speaking with Mr. Battle and Mr. Ramirez. We've got some updates that tell us that we're going to be covered for Thursday or Friday, but we're still looking for opportunities to ensure that tomorrow, which is Wednesday, that we have interpreters around, because we don't want our students to be missing minutes. We don't want our students to be missing those things in terms of their IEPs that they're guaranteed. And I want to make sure that we are letting our faculty know and our families know that we are hearing those concerns, and we're doing our best to deal with them as soon as possible. And then lastly, I got an email from Miss Monique Guerrero, and she wanted me to remind everyone that tomorrow, May 11th, is the last Community Action Committee meeting for the school year. And they're going to be reviewing the final draft of the annual plan, going over LCAP, and having a presentation on how to build an individual education program. If parents attend in person, they will also receive make and take IEP binders to keep track of IEP documents and other paperwork. Please encourage your families at their school sites to attend, and I hope that everyone's listening, that you might reach out to someone and just let them know that this will be going on tomorrow. Thank you for your time, everyone, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Vice President. Next is myself. I talked to Monica Guerrero also. She asked me to please get in touch with people on Facebook, chat rooms, Instagram, everywhere that I can. So I've been doing it for almost 3.5 months. And I've been getting a lot of input, and I've been printing the papers, and I read it. When I'm alone in my house, I read it. So when somebody asks me, hey, I'm from STAC, I want to see you here. I am. I have met teachers from medicine, teachers from STAC, teachers from Chavez, teachers from Franklin, from St. Frederick's, everybody I have met in a month. Also, I have been in San Joaquin School and Taylor. What parents are concerned is in the children, they want enrichment, they want programs, they want things. As board member, that is my job to make sure that opportunities are for everybody. And the opportunity is gonna be there, and that's my job. And I wanna thank all the parents and everybody from the Department of Education who sat down with me, board members, and tried to give me an advice and help me, even from Delta College. I do my best. I am a board member, but I would love people give me an advice, take me under the wing. I'm doing everything what I can by myself. We are not professionals. We are not even principals, but we went to school. I have a heavy accent. It is what it is. This is who I am. And I'm not ashamed of it. And I'm not ashamed of all those parents and migrants. Look at this lady who came here. She's the parent of the year of migrant. It's a privilege for me. Walk with those ladies in many places, and I went. So you know what? Migrant English learners should not be underestimated. Don't underestimate people, because people are here to grow. People are here to do good things in this community. Don't take migrant people and English learners for granted. We have value. Respect is number one. And I do believe that. And I wanted to thank you for everybody who stayed here everybody who's staying here, and I do believe that all of us here are for the same purpose, to do the things right, to be taken care, make a good salary, and to take care of the children. And that's all we're here for. As board members, we're getting a stipend. It's a small stipend. Believe me, nobody's here is getting rich. No, I'm not getting rich on nothing. I still live in the same house, and I'm still drive my car with 287,000 miles. I don't need people to feel sorry for me. I'm okay and I'm happy. And I'm very proud to represent Stockton Unified District as a delegate. And every time I go to CSBA, everywhere, I never trash my district. I never say things that I should not say because my district is powerful. My district is rich of education, people who got a lot of degrees, and teachers who do so many good things, and staff who's working together. Let's work together. Like I always say in my logo, let's work together to achieve our children's dreams. Now, I'm gonna give it to Alicia Rico, our clerk of the board. Thank you.
Good evening, all. And again, I'm so sorry for my behavior. But to be honest, as a human being, I make mistakes. My first mistake is that maybe I'm not professional in the way I speak English. I've been targeted for that, and thanks for some of my colleagues. But I just want to address today and tonight, and all of you guys here. You guys want to know my personal life, just come to me, forward to me. I can tell you guys since the day when I got here from Mexico till now. I have nothing to hide. And in the social media, it's behind, he's looking for something against me. I can provide everything they want to know about me, about my life. But the only thing that I want to ask is, I deserve respect the way that I respect others. And if I decided to vote yes on the concilio, is because they deserve opportunities too. I just look the way that our students need more resources. It's not a way that you guys are looking right now that you guys think they're gonna take away your job. That's not right. It is not true. And well, just leave it like that. And I just wanna say that I've been visiting one of my sites. And I'm gonna tell all the board members right now that maybe we focus on something else that is not really important. And we are forgetting about that. Some of our students is going to be graduate this year and they not being reclassified yet. This is really sad. We need to have those numbers. And I know this is, I'm not saying that as I can point no one that say that they had to see something with this. No, we all have the responsibility to be with those students. And I'm not saying that nobody's doing the job that I need to do. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the one that I'm not doing what I need to do for those students. But I'm here for them. I'm here for the parents, the stakeholders. And I always vote the way that I think is my right vote. I'm never going to vote against something that is going to make a damage to my students. That's the first thing that I want to be clear in this room right now. Because I know for a fact I'm receiving calls from people who didn't want decided to tell me who they are. They threaten me. They say they're going to get my kids.
Madam President, that's time.
Thank you, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Alicia. Now we go to 10.3.
I'll do the first, Madam President.
You can do it first.
I need a second. Thank you, Mr. McBrien.
Thank you. Adopting a resolution number 2146, certifying certification of election order. Now open for discussion. Any more questions? Here none. Ready for the vote?
All in favor say yay.
Yay.
All opposed? And then we got. And then, so we got one abstention. So motion passes 5-0 to one abstention, and we have one absence, Madam President. Back to you.
Thank you, Vice President Zuleta. 10.4 is an action approval minutes to April 26, 2022, regular board meetings. I need a first and a second.
I'll do the second, Madam President.
Second by Scott. Discussion? Here none. Ready for the vote?
All in favor say yay. Yay.
Yay.
All opposed? 10.4. All right, so motion passes 5-1. The one no vote is Trustee Flores. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you. Now we have 11.1 Superintendent report. Back to you.
President, I'm sorry, if I could just say something about, sorry to interrupt, but just on 10.4 of the minutes, I just wanted to follow up on a comment I made previously about reflecting in the minutes. And if you look at the minutes that the board just approved for April 26th, that does reflect that those prior items, 6.37 on the waiver and 6.38 on El Concilio, that those motions did not carry. So that's already reflected in the minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Lepton.
Yes.
It's reflected. Thank you. 7.1 or 11.1, the superintendent report.
Thank you, President Mendez. First of all, I was able to attend the Cinco de Mayo parade here in Stockton with my two kids, my daughter and my son. It was a really nice event, well attended. It was nice to see people outside. It's been a while since an activity like that has gone on. The Family Resource Center also had a event last Friday. I was able to attend. Several board members were there. Our mayor was there. Again, another event that was well attended, and with Trustee McBride and Vice President Zuleta was at the Native American graduation. Really nice. I'd never been to one, and it was nice to see all the families there. Smaller group, but obviously our population is not as large for a lot of reasons. Many of those reasons being because folks have not been able to identify, and it's nice to be able to keep that place moving. And we hope to continue to support it. I had the opportunity to visit Jane Frederick. That was nice. I always enjoy my time at schools. Nice discussions. Thank you, Felice and Lanita. Appreciate that. And then I'd like to close in wishing all the mothers a happy Mother's Day. Those of you who celebrate today, I know we have 3 at the dais, Trustee Flores, Clerk Rico, and President Mendez. Thank you very much for representing that place. I too have a mom who celebrates on this day and many aunts who are very excited. It's tough that we have a board meeting tonight, but hopefully you enjoyed the mariachi. We don't always get to bring mariachi, and we had a very entertaining one tonight. So with that, Trustee Mendez, that's all I have.
Thank you. Now we go 12.1, approval purchase the ClassLink platform. We support single sign of the education for the 2022-2023 school year. I need a first and a second.
I'll do the first, second. You did the first, McBride? Thank
Have
you.
a first and a second. Any discussion? Ready for the vote?
All in favor say yay.
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 All opposed? All abstain? Motion carries unanimously. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President. 12.2, action approval purchase in Form K-12 for online tracking and signatures for the 2022-2023 school year. I need a first and a second.
I'll do the first, Madam President.
Second by Scott Ryan. Open for discussion. No discussion. Ready for the vote?
All in favor say yay.
Yay.
All opposed? All abstain? Motion carries unanimously. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you. Thank you, Vice President Zuleta. 12.3, approval purchase peer deck subscription and Go Guardian Teacher for all teachers in grade TK, PK, and K-12 for the 2022-23 school year. I need a first and a second.
I'll do the second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Ready for the vote?
All in favor say yay.
Yay.
All opposed? All abstain? And then I'll ask again, trustee Avalar for item 12.3, approval to purchase Pear Deck subscription and Go Guardian Teacher for all teachers in grades TK, PK, and K through 12 for the 2022-2023 school year. Can I have your vote? Thank you. Motion carries unanimously, Madam President.
Thank you. Now we got 12.4, approval license and agreement with the San Joaquin County Education for Special Education Information System for the 22, 23, 23, 24, 24, 25 school years. I need a first and a second.
I'll do the second.
Second by Vice President Zuleta. Any discussion? Ready for the vote?
All in favor say yay.
Yay.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President. 12.5, approval to purchase license with Elevation and to provide support for the Title III English Learner Program compliance. I need a first and a second.
I'll do the first, Madam President.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second by Mr. Zachary. Any discussion? Here none, ready for the call?
All in favor say yay.
Yay.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you. We have 12.6, approval request for the comprehensive and especially high schools to maintain the current schedules through the contract waiver process under Article 27 of the SUSD ST8 agreement for the years of 2022, 2023 year. We need a first and a second.
I'll do the second.
We have a second by Vice President Zuleta. Discussion, comments from the members of the board? Here none, ready for the vote?
All in favor say yay.
Yay.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President Zuleta. 12.7, approval request of the KA school site to increase minutes in the school day through the contract waiver process with Article 27 and the SUSD-STA contract agreement for the 2022-2023 school year. I need a first and a second.
I'll do the second.
Second by Vice President Zuleta. Any discussion? Ready for the vote?
All in favor say yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously, Madam President. Back to you.
Thank you, Vice President Zuleta. We have 12.8. This is an information, acknowledge and celebrate the SUSD class of 2022 State Seal Literary recipients.
Ms. Villaseñor wanted to make some comments.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. We want that our Director of Curriculum and Instruction partnered with our LDO team has done to create opportunities for students to earn the State Seal of Biliteracy. In the presentation, you'll have a list of names by school site for the 290 students throughout our district who will graduate with the State Seal of Biliteracy. The State Seal of Biliteracy is a demonstration of proficiency in 2 or more languages, and it is a college and career readiness indicator, which is something that we are working hard to promote and make our families and students aware of. And the opportunities to demonstrate attainment of the biliteracy demonstrates 21st century skills and also strengthens their opportunities for career opportunities as well as college admissions. We in our district have demonstrated proficiency from students demonstrating proficiency in Hindi, Chinese, French, Spanish, and 7 students even demonstrated proficiency in French and Spanish. We currently have 160 students in our dual immersion programs that are on track to pursue this dual celebration and participate and receive the Seal of Biliteracy. But any student is eligible given the opportunity. And so in the presentation, if you take an opportunity following up with your counselor, your administrator, your world language teacher. There are opportunities that are made available to all students. If this is an interest of yours, I encourage you to seek support and take the moment to congratulate any students that you may know that are listed on this presentation. So thank you.
Comment?
Yes.
Good job. Thank you. For anybody who brought this up, this is something that we really need, and I encourage more of it. So I look forward to bringing more information to support this. Dual language and second languages in any language in all languages is a good thing, and it will only improve our student success. Thank you.
Any more comments? Thank you, Mrs. Villaseñor. Now we go to the next one, 13.1. And this one is Mr. Vice President. That's the one with the green sheet, then we already discussed it. Just need a motion.
I'll do the first, Madam President.
I will do second. Any discussion?
I'd like to have a comment, Madam President.
Yes.
As a separate need or in conjunction.
Madam President, may I have the floor?
Yes, you can have the floor.
So for myself, I would actually lean to our Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Baird, or Dr. Miller to be able to tell us, what's going on that side of the house. I think they would have a better understanding of how many visits we're making to families, how many students we're touching. And if Dr. Miller doesn't mind, I'd like to ask for her to come and give us an update, because I think we have a couple positions that may support in a way that it may make that other position not as necessary.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
All right. So first, just want to say, I think many of you have heard that the effects of COVID at the state of California, we've lost roughly nearly 2% of students just statewide. They've left, can't find them. So what this, I think she's not here anymore, but what the individual was talking about students, that is a reality. That is an issue that all districts across California are dealing with. But when I took over in August, I would just like to give kind of a synopsis of some things that we are doing without the CWA administrator. We wanted to work more efficiently, so we have created electronic ability for site clerical staff and administrators in needs of home visits, or if they can't locate a student. We have an inactivation process where the sites attempt 3 times to locate students, and if they cannot, then it goes instantly to the case managers and the truancy outreach specialists in our departments, and we triage and go out and do home visits. Attendance is actually up almost 10% from January to April. And I'd like to attribute part of that is I think I mentioned not too long ago, we did start doing weekend home visits, and you should see the look on parents' faces when you show up on Saturday morning and cartoons are on and you're there to talk about why their child's not in school. So we've went from about 600 a month home visits to nearly 1,000 home visits a month that we are currently doing. This year we did reconvene SARB hearings. Those had not been happening for the last couple of years. So we are monthly having SARB hearings. We have added an additional 4 truancy outreach specialists in the process of still hiring some of those folks, but next year we'll have a full team of 10. We'll have 8, or we already have 8 social work assists at the high school level, strictly working with those students who are not quite as engaged, having some attendance issues. We have additional social service case managers that we've hired, and 2 CWA high school counselors that will be on sites next year as well. So while it's been challenging, I wish the individual were here, because I am super proud of the work that is being done in the department. We have improvement? Absolutely. That's education. We're always seeking ways to improve. One of the things, and I see Gina Hall back in the back of the room here, as is we're working really hard to keep our little ones engaged until that last bell rings at the last day of school. So we have partnered with our Family Resource Center for a reading challenge and got school sites involved. And I think Rio had something like 556 students that that won the reading challenge. And so we're trying to figure out how to award 536 students. And Wilson had over 136 students. And we are finding a correlation between those students who were not attending school and being engaged in the reading challenge. So we have been doing some things in light of the fact of not having that position. There is a program manager that will be hired to be in this department as well. So. Yeah, well, we'll be assisting with CWA, oversight.
And then
Yes.
Dr. Miller, is there a director of pupil personnel as well?
There's not a director of pupil personnel.
Thank you.
Couple things I just want to make sure we clarify, Dr. Miller. Number one, these were duties, the duties in that position were duties that you had in the past?
Yes. So.
And then just Marcus, if you could please help us with this. One of the things that we've been addressing with this department is the feedback and the understanding that our attendance across the state has been affected. And the work that's being done in Dr. Miller's department has had a huge impact on our ADA return because of this work. And Marcus just got back from a workshop where that was an item and we discussed it in cabinet. So can you just touch a little bit on that, Marcus?
Thank you, Mr. Marcus.
Sure. So as the superintendent said, we are definitely looking at the ADA. Our ADA has improved. And not only that, the state currently is looking at a new model, more of an enrollment model as opposed to ADA. And SB, I think it's SB 830. So we are awaiting the results of that with the May revise. And so we're hoping that ADA will be less of a factor, to be honest with you, and that enrollment will be based more on enrollment.
That was one of those shameless plugs the last time I got up here, that we're only one of 5 states that are funded this way. But we are already planning in the future for the summertime. We've got high school or elementary counselors working on the ones that need a little extra love coming into high school, so that the first 2 weeks when the case managers come back, those students will have already had home visits. So we've got stuff that, those things already in the works before school starts. So.
Thank you. Any more questions?
So is this helpful? I'm sorry, I stepped out. It was for a student. I hope you understand.
Is this helpful?
Yeah. Is this helpful, reducing this and bringing in somebody else? Like, is it more where action, like work will be done?
Well, I think anytime you have, additional staff, therefore you're able to reach more and have more capacity. But we, do more when you have more people. We're always looking to improve and make sure that our systems and process and procedures are most efficiently. So could we improve? Yes. Right. But we have this program manager position that will be filled.
Mr. Scott Brian?
So when parents call me and they ask me where they go to sign in, we used to send them to their home school, but we don't always know where their home school is. So now we were sending them to CWA. Now where are we going to send them?
Go to have them sign in to go to school or
It started with a school.
centralized enrollment. Yeah, they still go to centralized enrollment.
Any more questions? Hear none, ready for the vote?
Thank you, Madam President. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All abstain?
I abstain.
Motion carries 5-0 to 1 abstention. Trustee Flores abstained. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President Zuleta. We have 14.1, adoption of resolution number 21-47 to update the delegating of the power signing contracts effective May 11, 2022. I need a first and a second.
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to approve 14.1 and 14.2 together as they both, are talking about authorizing our staff to be able to have the power to sign contracts and do official business on behalf of the district.
I will second that. Any discussion?
I'm
Yolanda
looking to
Flores?
see if there's an amount.
They still have to come back to us no matter what. Mr.
Yeah,
Mr. Battle?
yes, the contracts are after board approval. So whatever that amount is, the folks that are listed are authorized to sign those contracts.
So you won't be able to sign a contract until we approve it.
That is current board policy.
Thank you.
Okay, just want to make sure because that doesn't always happen.
Thank you.
Clarification, Dr. Lipton,
Clarification, Mr. Lipton?
can you clarify the authority that I have up to what amount? I believe it's right about 100,000.
Superintendent Ramirez, that's correct. And that's the education code section that's cited here as well, 17604, that you and your staff have authority to sign contracts up to, it's about $99,100. But even for those contracts that you've signed, it's not a valid contract until it comes back to the board for ratification.
Thank you, Mr. Lipton. Any more discussion? Ready for the vote?
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5. 1 no is Trustee Flores and 1 absence is Trustee Maria Mendez. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President Zuleta. 14.2, action authorization to continue. Thank you. 14.4, approval architectural services agreement with DCA Architects for the Cesar Chavez High School new science lab building. I need a first and a second.
Oh, no, I think we're on 14.3, authorization to continue emergency action at STAG.
Guys.
Mhm.
Okay, 14.43, authorization to continue emergency action to Stack High School due to electrical problems. I did a, oh, this is it's an action, yeah. Yeah,
I'll do the, oh.
any discussion? Ready for the vote?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0 and 1 abstention. Trustee Flores abstained.
Thank you.
Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President Zuleta. Now we got 14.4, action approval architectural services agreement with DCA Architects for the Cesar Chavez High School new science lab. I need a first and a second.
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to approve 14.4, 14.5, 14.7, 14.8, and 14.10 together. They're all architectural agreements for various schools. And if anybody wants to have the conversation, I don't have that problem.
Thank you. I will second that. Open for discussion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0 to one abstention. Trustee Flores abstained. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President Zuleta. Now we have 14.6. Action. Approval purchase to the sale agreement to acquire Washington Street parcel and acceptance of convenience for seller to the district.
I'll do this. Okay.
We got first and second discussion. Anybody for discussion? Anyone Flores?
Yeah, so are we paying 140 or 120,000? And were the discussions taking place that we were interested in purchasing this?
Mr.
Yes.
Ramirez?
I'll start that conversation. When we go into these, Trustee Flores, these are closed session items, so we discussed it in closed session as you were recommending a bid amount, right? So that we can purchase it. And then what was the final price, Mr. Battle?
120 is listed on there. The parties have agreed to a purchase price of 120,000.
You gave us a range and that's what we came back with 120.
Thank you, Mr. Battle. No more questions?
And if I could, just for the public, whenever the board's involved in a purchase like this, it's not a public item because the board can't disclose what they're gonna offer or else we'd bid against each other.
Can we ask what we're gonna do with it?
Yeah, that additional piece is for parking, so staff at the new district office will have enclosed parking and they won't be outside.
Ready for vote?
Yep. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously, Madam President. Back to you.
14.9, action approval of the moving services agreement with the NCS Moving Services for the relocation to the new Arthur Coleman Jr. Administration Complex. I need a first and a second.
I'll do the first, Madam President.
Second.
We have a first and second by Zachary. Any discussion? Any discussion? Here none, ready for the, okay, Angela Flores, ready for the discussion?
Yeah, all I want to request that when we make this move, that we really.
Yeah, no, if I could, President Mendez,
Yes.
we will be having a ribbon cutting. So part of that ribbon cutting will include some acknowledgement for him as well. Well, yeah, you'll all be invited. It's, I believe, June 17th. And I think there's Francine's not heading it, Marcus's, but she may not be. So if I could answer President Mendez.
Yes, you can answer.
So part of it is also in the signage. So all this was stuff that was brought. So definitely will be the Arthur Coleman building. It'll be there for a while. So we'll give you information on that end.
Thank you. Ready for the vote?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President Zuleta. Now we have 14.11, approval certification, corrected action added findings and recommendations for 2021. We need a first and a second. I will do first.
I'll do the second.
Discussion? Any of my colleagues have any discussion? Discussion, Angel and Flores? Fourteen 11.
So is this from the audit that we received in the county office of Fed? Or is this something that?
No, this is the same.
Any more questions? Ready for the vote?
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5 to 1 no. Trustee Flores voted no. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you. Now we have 1412, approval of the tentative memorandum of understanding with the Joaquin Regional Transit District RTD for transportation. I need a first and a second.
I'll do the first, Madam President.
I'll second. And we have second for Mr. Zachary. Discussion?
Madam President, I just want to say, I really appreciate, us having this and continuing to have it. I know that our students, they use it every day, and then they use it even on days when they're not coming to school. It's something that started back when I was in high school over 10 years ago. And I think it's been really helpful for us, especially with all the transportation issues that we're having with our elementary schools as well. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President Zuleta. This is great. Any discussion? Ready for the vote?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President Zuleta. And right now, we're gonna go to closed session again. And to reconvene to closed session, thank you very much.
And
We'll see you real soon. Thank you.
thank you.
We're just going to take a restroom break and then we'll go ahead and let you guys get to speaking.
Have two.
Okay,
¿Ya se van?
we're gonna start the public comments. We're gonna start the public comments. Thank you.
Yes, Madam President, we have 2 cards for non-agenda item comments. And the first card is from Angela May.
Okay, gotta love your education code. Thank you. I am a parent here in the city of Stockton. Usually I don't come to these board meetings because my children don't come here, but we witness what goes on in our community. And so I've been speaking to all 4 districts that are in the community because you all need to essentially over the last 5 years that I have lived here, I have witnessed some of the most ridiculous childish behavior from almost everybody. And sometimes it's necessary that we in the community have to call you on the behavior. So I'm doing that now. And we witness things even if we're not here to talk about them. So there's going to be a lot of things on social media that parents have concerns over, and maybe they're not talking to you. So I'm pointing that out. So let me begin because the most important thing that all of our children have is a right to a safe school, and your duty to provide that. You have an absolute duty to protect and an absolute duty to act. The irony behind this statement is actually an 80s case, Leaguer versus the Stockton Unified School District, that set the precedence by the appellate level that Stockton Unified set this sample for the rest of the nation to follow in its footsteps, the absolute duty. Now, a lot of people don't understand that this has been further codified in California and federal law, and this is why my children don't go here. Neither of my children have been accommodated here, nor at any of the other districts. But with that in mind, the district was put on notice from what I'm gathering that trustees have been behaving in manners that endanger children. That is a huge problem. Me as a mother, I have 2 children. I'm stepmother to 2. I have 2 children. This is also in potential positions that may abuse their right of authority under color of law violations. Rhetorically, I will literally say you will need to reflect on your actions individually and collectively while I say the following. Is it true that there is investigations into trustees transporting students under the age of 18 during school hours to other schools? Is it true that trustees are displaying bizarre behaviors in public to the point where others are expressing concern to their behaviors? This is the word across social media. I personally don't try to engage. You're not my trustees. I'm sure you don't care about my opinions. Is it true that allegations of past child abuse have been committed? I don't have that answer, only you do. On a separate issue, the county public health has admitted at county board supervisor meetings that the school district has been hosting vaccine sites and testing sites, of which many students of friends of mine, staff and community-wide members that are neighbors and friends that have been victim to adverse events occurring as a result of these sites.
Madam President, that's time.
If you'll allow me to close out.
I will allow you to close down. I do allow you.
You mentioned an education code for that actually has to do with malfeasance. When you put your names as a signer to those contracts and malfeasance is attached, you are personally liable. I do hope that every single one of you have personal liability insurance, because that is a huge issue. Because where my main concern as a parent in the city is those unlocated children that have been talked about through child welfare and attendance. I have been helping them disenroll their children from your schools and helping them to assist properly through email, through phone call, and any other legally required method to disenroll their children, take the power into their hands, where this system has taught them that they should not have been trusted with the education of their children. And to be honest, every parent should not be worried about whether they can educate their children properly, i.e. homeschool. They should be more concerned why this system is not embracing it and encouraging it more. This system in the last 2 years And all of the other districts in this area have failed the children. IEPs are not being adhered to. 504s are being violated egregiously. And to the very basic thing, parents are tired, they're fed up, and they are no longer willing to negotiate with people who are just simply not listening to them. So for them, I have to say, praise them, encourage them, love them equally, because those parents have not been heard. And I'm proud to be able to say that I've been able to help them. Some are not so lucky and some are impoverished. So whether it's the drama at the day's table, the drama that's in your back offices, your conference rooms, your closed sessions, we don't want to hear it. The community doesn't want to hear the drama. We want to hear that action is legal. We want to hear that you are holding yourselves accountable individually and collectively. Because under acts of malfeasance and the federal civil rights, there are a lot of violations going on in this district, and you need to start paying attention to them, because I know several people who are preparing mass action lawsuits, and everything that I've seen. You need to care more about your own individual acts, and your decorum here is disgraceful tonight. This is my first time. Check yourselves, check each other, because as a voter, what I have witnessed here tonight is absolutely disgraceful. And I applaud every parent for standing up against it.
Thank you.
The next public comment comes from Ashley Lowe Edison.
Can you hear the interpreter okay? All right, I'm going to start. I don't think I need the microphone. Hello, my name is Ashley Lowe. I'm a teacher for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing program. I am a former special ed student from Stockton Unified School District, and I'm also the only deaf teacher in the entirety of San Joaquin County. There is an emergency within this district that you all need to be aware of when it comes to providing access for students and deaf employees. For the second time this year, this district has failed to pay their invoices for the interpreting services from Eaton Interpreting Agency. Effective tomorrow, all deaf students, all employees who are deaf will not have access to interpreters. This will be causing the district to become out of compliance with the IEPs. It's a violation of the 504 as well as the American Disabilities Act, which this all stands for, and gives the rights for all deaf students and all deaf staff. It is discriminatory because it is not providing access to communication. I would like to give you a little refresher to you as well as the public. Under the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, which is a civil rights law, and in line with the Americans with Disabilities Act, Section 504 requires programs such as school districts that receive federal funding to provide accommodations, such as qualified interpreters to people with disabilities, to provide them with effective communication, especially our high-risk deaf students, and also employees within this district. Under the ADA, the district is required to provide equity and equality for the deaf and hard of hearing students, the parents, and their hearing peers who are entitled to have equal communication access and be given the equal opportunities to participate in a public school program, after school activities. Tomorrow, I will have to deal with students who are going to be upset thinking that this situation is their fault, and it is not. We are being penalized for the district's failure to pay their invoices. So tomorrow I will be alone with no interpreter. I have to worry about the safety of the students. I need to worry about how I am going to provide academic accessibility and accommodations for my general ed students. And I'm asking the Board of Trustees to please set up a protocol to prevent this from happening again in the future. For something as easy as avoiding a payment or missing of a payment. So now the staff and the students are once again being punished. I want assurance from you guys that this is never going to happen again. I'm incredibly upset and I am more upset for my students than for myself. I was once in their shoes. I often went days at a time without an interpreter trying to understand what was happening around me and what was being said in the classroom. I know that time is running out, but do you mind if I continue? I have like one more simple statement. Thank you. So again, going back to the students, I'm not thinking about myself. I'm putting myself at risk. It is an ADA violation. So I pray that we don't have any more emergency situations like this, because this is not just Edison. This is a district-wide situation. So I just want you guys to put yourself in a student's position when they go home, mom and dad, and they tell them, I don't have an interpreter today. I missed what they said in class. I missed the curriculum. I have no access to what the teacher has been teaching because somebody dropped the ball. And just tonight, I found out that we do have interpreters for Thursday or Friday, but the problem is all of the interpreters, are they going to come back? Probably not. They've already been contracted somewhere else in the community, and I cannot do my job effectively. And I cannot run IEPs that are supposed to take place tomorrow because I have no interpreter, because someone forgot to pay the bill. I'm asking you guys as the board to please, please put something in place as a protocol to prevent this from ever happening again. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. And now we're gonna reconvene in closed session. I'm very upset. Back to you, Mr. Suleta. What happened in closed session?
Thank you, Madam President. So to update us on the closed session items that we just finished, item 2.6 was a motion to release another probationary classified employee. The motion carried 6-0 to 1 absence. Trustee Maria Mendez is absent. Item 2.7, the first case is a motion to ratify the district's response to the complaint in the Moreau Yaki case. The motion carries 6-0 to 1 absence. Trustee Maria Mendez was absent. The next one is still in 2.7. Motion to respond to the lawsuit filed by Rachel Fields, Ben Nakamura, and Yvonne Wright. Motion carries 5-1 abstention and 1 absence. Trustee Flores abstained. Trustee Maria Mendez is absent. The last item is item 2.10, a motion to reject the claim of Obed Galong for being untimely. Motion carries unanimously. There is 1 absence. Trustee Maria Mendez is absent. And that's all. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President Suleta. And this is all today. The board meeting is adjourned. Thank you.